Welcome to Zero Experience Required. Today we're replacing a power steering pump and reservoir on a 2009 Honda Odyssey.
You'll want to put paper towel into the reservoir to catch any spills, and then get a 3/4 inch hose to drain it. You'll transfer the intake to that 3/4 inch while making sure the reservoir is rotated so it won't drain. And then once you've got that set up, run the engine for a few seconds at most to drain that reservoir. Once the reservoir is drained, you can remove the hose clamp and replace it. Though honestly, if you're going to be replacing the power steering pump, you might also just remove the hose going to the pump and the reservoir at the same time, because you're just going to end up removing it later. With the belt still on, you'll want to use a breaker to break the nut loose from the pulley for the power steering pump.
To release the tension, you need to put your breaker bar on that. It's in front of the pulley. It is not the nut on the pulley. Actually, it's already loose enough.
The next step is to remove the manifold from the high pressure side of the power steering pump. Those are two 10mm, I believe. Have paper towels handy.
For the two nuts that hold the power steering pump to the engine block, it's a 12mm. These are all super torqued.
To get these bolts out, you'll need a varying set of extensions for your sockets. Otherwise, you just won't be able to reach the bolt. I actually use, I believe, a deep well socket and a normal socket. And you'll want to keep the power steering pump to be able to take it back for the core charge.
Now, before you install the new part, make sure it matches the old part.
And make sure to transfer all the parts that are missing on the new part.
Comes with two O-rings. The smaller one goes on this piece, and this just goes right back in. Oh, I broke it.
You want to make sure not to over torque these, but you want to torque them enough. I could not find any torque specifications, so I couldn't use a torque wrench. I just had to gauge it based off how hard it was to take these off, and it was pretty hard. When you put this manifold back on, make sure you have a new O-ring on it, and make sure not to mar the O-ring, so put it down very carefully. To get enough torque on this pulley nut, I ended up sticking a screwdriver in and having it lever against the socket itself, and that worked pretty well.
Okay, ready, set. Got it?
Let's make sure it's on everywhere. Yeah.
Nice. We'll put this back in. And just reconnect it. You feeling confident with everything we've done so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
Before refilling the reservoir and reattaching it, I'm going to use that hose to flush the system. So what you do is you fill the reservoir, which has a vacuum cap on the end so it doesn't drain out, and then you run the engine for a few seconds, fill it up, run the engine for a few seconds, turn the steering wheel right, fill it up, and then repeat for turning it left, and then so on and so forth. You do it until you feel like it's been flushed, and you try not to run it for too long. In some vehicles, you can actually just turn the wheel lock to lock, and that will pump out the fluid. We decided to go with this route because that's what I read online, and it seemed to work. Now, you'll notice that there'll be bubbles in your system for a bit. Those will eventually work their way out. They say if you go for like a few minute drive, the power steering noise should go away. So, that's it. It's good and ready to go.
So, thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. Bye.